Do you know who you are? You know, so many people are trying to love life without knowing who they really are. And I find it so sad to see these people struggle and battle to be happier. You know, I get that Instagram is leading people to think forcing positivity is the key to being happy. But the truth is that focusing on being happy is actually pushing you to focus on things that you think will make you happy, distracting you from getting to know yourself, making you ignore the life events that hold the key to getting to know yourself. But when you can let that toxic positivity go, then you're able to focus on who you are and who you're being so that you can overcome the beliefs that are actually preventing you from getting you what you want and being in a state of flow instead of fighting, grinding, and battling. Really knowing yourself and living in integrity and actually in alignment with who you are. Embracing all elements of yourself and not being able to show the world who you are. Because the crazy thing is, it's not knowing who you are that's actually keeping you unhappy. And you're gonna find on this channel, I'm all about helping you love life more. So if something is keeping you unhappy, we're gonna work on that. And that's why I wanna show you now the 3 steps to finding out who you are. Because you need to know who you are so you can find the ease and flow in life and actually attract the things you want. You see, when you're not focused on yourself, you're focused on getting things and not who you are or who you wanna be. And I know, every goal setting tool tells you to focus on what you want. So it's understandable that you would think focus on getting those things is important. You need to know who you are so you can get the things you want in life. Because the truth is, it's not focusing on the thing that gets you the thing. No, you actually have to act and take right actions to get what you want, right? And that's because when we believe we are capable of taking the right actions to get the things we want, then we take the required actions to get it. When you believe you are a person who is capable of getting what you want, you actually get what you want. You see, when you focus on who you are and who you're being, then you automatically remove the roadblocks you previously created that's actually stopping you from getting you what you want. To identify who you've been, who you're being, and who you want to be, you will start your mind map with the thing that ties all 3 things together. So you'll start with you in the center. You. See, but why does your past matter when you focus on having a better future? That's a great question. You see, your past holds clues to repetitive patterns and cycles that are recurring in your life that point out who you've been being. Right now, you may find your inner monologue running scripts like, why does this always happen to me? I don't like who I was. Looking for something to blame externally and not liking who you're being may be signals that you don't like the world that you're creating for yourself and who you're being. Now, let's be real. If you're searching for how to find out who you are, you may not like yourself very much right now and who you've been or what you've done or something. And that's so important to acknowledge in this work so you can move on from who you're being. Let's be clear, your past does not dictate who you are. Believing you cannot change who you're being is like saying you don't have no choice in to act differently or something. But you had a choice on what shirt to wear this morning. Yeah, and what food to eat for breakfast. You know you have choices, right? Once you're able to identify those reoccurring patterns in your life by mind mapping your history decade by decade and by mind mapping the key events that stand out to you and where they're coming from in the center of your map, then you'll be able to identify what choices you made and the outcomes in your life that you didn't like and who you're being taking those actions. Once you discover any common themes in who you were and are being, you'll understand more about who you are. You need to discover who you're being to know who you are. And this isn't always easy. You may feel hung up about one particular life event or the events that went well and not looking at all the events in your life, including the bad ones. You know, I know so many people doing this work that believe that reflecting on the past will hurt them. But you've lived your story. You've lived your life and survived to tell the tale. Your memories and thoughts come to you. You're a thinker of your thoughts, so you have ultimate control over them, not your thoughts over you. That belief is actually your self-conscious way of protecting the pain you experienced previously. You can choose to be hurt by reflecting on them or choose to look on to your past objectively and benefit from it by learning from it. You see, when you look at all the events in your past, you'll be able to look objectively and identify the theme across your past. What has happened consistently? Who are you being in those events? You can also see who you were being when things went well and who you're being when things didn't go well. When you can see these themes, you will understand who you're being and who you are. Because there's power in identifying who you are. When you know who you are, you can identify what changes you want to make to become the person you want to be. And who you're being may be getting in the way from what you actually want to achieve in your life. You know, one of the keys to loving life more is doing this work. And if you want to live your best life, make sure you subscribe for more videos each week that'll help you love your life more. You dig? We have seen how focusing on getting the things you think will make you happy doesn't necessarily help you get them. Your subconscious can distract you from getting to know yourself. Ignoring painful life events that hold the key to getting to know yourself might be holding you back from actually knowing yourself. Yeah, the next best step in improving your life is to mind map who you want to be to get the things you want in your life. I go into much more deep details on this topic in my I Am book. You can find the link in the description below for a great offer designed specifically for my viewers of this channel, so that you can all experience the health, wealth, success, and happiness I've found since doing this work. I know that when you focus on who you are and who you're being, you can remove aspects of your life that have been preventing you from getting you what you want in your life. To create your mind map of who you are, you need to do the following steps. 1, you need to identify who you've been or being or want to be, so start a mind map with you in the center. 2, identify reoccurring patterns by mind mapping out your history decade by decade on your mind map. 3, look at all the events in your past, so go back and add any event you may have skipped over because your subconscious just simply didn't want to go there. Now, when you look and see the themes that arise, you will know who you've been and who you're being presently to love your life more. The other thing you want to look at is your values and how your values are contributing to who you're being. I have a video that helps work out your values here.